Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Renegade Immortal episode number 417 based on novel. So let's start. The 6 types of thunder. Wang Lin had sent out his wool, and his origin soul began to shine brightly. If not for the fact that this body had contained the light, it would have lit up the entire planet as if it was day. Under this violent light, a rift appeared in Wang Lin's origin soul, but it didn't bring him any harm. The inside of the rift was completely dark, as if it led to another world. Under Wang Lin's wool, the darkness in the rift began to move like fog, and there were faint rumblings coming from within. In just a moment, 6 types of thunder rumbled and flew out. They were the result of the Scatter Thunder clan collecting them for tens of thousands of years. They immediately rushed out and rotated rapidly around Wang Lin's origin soul. A feeling of swelling came from Wang Lin's body. It was fortunate that he had the body of an ancient god, because if he was an ordinary cultivator, he would have exploded immediately. Even so, there were strands of thunder coming out from Wang Lin's pores. This caused his clothes to move without any wind, and thunder moved across the entire room. Due to this, the thunder outside became even more crazy and rumbled loudly. This drastic change caused Wang Lin to open his eyes. My judgment was wrong. Wang Lin's expression became gloomy and his body disappeared from the house. He moved across the rumbling sky and instantly appeared in an endless mountain range in the southern part of the planet. The endless mountains were linked together, making it impossible to see where they ended. The mountains were covered in many giant, ancient forests that were filled with ferocious beasts. Wang Lin appeared in a valley in the depths of the mountain range. The moment he appeared, he waved his hand and light distorted around him so that he could blend into the surroundings. Under the light, Wang Lin sat down, formed seals with his hands, and began to refine like crazy. He previously thought that he could contain the 6 types of thunder within his origin soul, but he unexpectedly found that his origin soul couldn't devour them in a short period of time. Not only that, but thunder was coming out of his body. The thunder was weak, but it was enough to attract the attention of some of the cultivators on the planet. When Wang Lin left the house, the expressions of the cultivators in the pavilion in the imperial city all changed. They had faintly noticed a shocking thunder force, but when their divine senses rushed over, they found nothing. However, all of these cultivators were very smart and immediately realized the reason. It doesn't matter if this is the person who slaughtered the Scatter Thunder clan. This person must have a hidden agenda for hiding here. The Nirvana Shatterer old man had a gloomy expression. His eyes lit up and he charged off into the distance. The rest followed him. Not only him, the old man in the Daoist robe who had his divine sense split was about to leave when he suddenly turned around. His eyes revealed a strange light as he turned without saying a word, and his divine sense began a careful search. Similarly, in the western part of the planet, there was a group of cultivators in white. They had searched the entire western side of the planet and found nothing. Just as they were about to leave, the expression of the middle-aged man who was the leader changed, and he changed directions without hesitation. In a foggy star domain in the ancient star system lived one of the large ancient clans, the Misty clan. Deep within the foggy star domain, there was a blue planet. Within this blue planet was a lake as calm as a mirror. It was very beautiful. There was an island at the center of the lake with 2 or 3 elegant pavilions built on it. They were surrounded by a large amount of flowers that gave off pleasant fragrance. The wind would create ripples in the lake and blow the fragrance of the flowers into the distance. There was a woman in black sitting outside the pavilion. She had green silk draped over her head, and the wind caused her hair to flutter. Her face was covered by green silk, so it was impossible to see it. Her hands were like jade, and there was a ball of water that gave off water vapor moving above the lake. The ball of water seemed to be filled with chaos and filled with light. Its insides twisted and distorted until the figure of a man in white that gave off the aura of loneliness appeared. As the ball of water twisted, the figure became even more clear. Looking at it closely, it was Wang Lin. Just at this moment, the eyes of the woman in black lit up behind the green silk. The ball of water exploded into a curtain of water. The curtain of water revealed a star domain, and in that star domain there was only one cultivation planet. The woman in black softly said, "Tell the elders of the Sovereign Council that Yunluo has found the person who destroyed the Scatter Thunder clan. He is here." The moment she finished speaking, 3 figures vaguely appeared and clasped their hands at the woman before disappearing. It wasn't long before all the ancient star system cultivators around the planet Wang Lin was on obtained the Sovereign Council's order and began to gather. At the same time, there was an abyss within a spatial rift. This place was dark all year and was always filled with cold energy. Any living being sucked in would instantly perish. However, deep within the darkness and cold energy of the rift sat a middle-aged man. He wore a gloomy expression as he sat there and cultivated. Every time he inhaled, the endless cold energy would gather. Crackling sounds echoed as ice formed and instantly collapsed into energy that was absorbed by this man. There was a ball of white light floating before him. The white light seemed to contain souls, but it was impossible to see what was inside clearly. It slowly rotated, and faint white lines flew out of it and were inhaled by the middle-aged man. After a long time, the middle-aged man slowly opened his eyes and looked at the white light before him. He muttered, "A rank 6 Tao spirit is indeed amazing. I've only absorbed 60%, but I already faintly feel signs of breaking past the early stage of Nirvana Void. Although I'm still far from a breakthrough, but it's a feeling that hasn't appeared in a long time. The 4 void realms, Nirvana, Spirit, Arcane, Turbulent." The middle-aged man's expression suddenly changed and he looked up. A ray of red light pierced through the void and rushed into the rift. It suddenly appeared before the middle-aged man. The red light lit up everything, and there was a blood-colored piece of paper at the center. "Master Simo, orders from the Sovereign Council within. Capture the person who destroyed the Scatter Thunder clan to earn a rank 6 Tao spirit as a reward. Kill him and you will only obtain a rank 9 Tao spirit." A gloomy voice echoed from the blood paper. This middle-aged man was one of the third-step cultivators hunting Torsen when Wang Lin entered the ancient star system. "Master Simo." Master Simo's eyes lit up and his right hand reached out at the blood paper. He crushed the paper and then a red gas entered his arm. "This matter is simple, my avatar is enough." After he finished speaking, he closed his eyes and an illusion walked out of his body. This avatar looked exactly like him, but its cultivation wasn't at the 3rd step, but 5th heaven's blight. His avatar took a step forward and disappeared from the spatial rift. As for Wang Lin, he was hiding within the mountain range, ignoring all the cultivators that were searching for him on the planet. Ignoring the rays of light flying above his head, he closed his eyes and began refining the 6 types of thunder like crazy. The first one he refined was the spiritual thunder. He already had a lot, and it didn't take long for him to absorb all the spiritual thunder the Scatter Thunder clan had gathered. As a result, his spiritual thunder was every powerful. It slowly rotated around Wang Lin's origin soul. Every time it made a rotation, it would make his origin soul grow, and his cultivation level would increase a bit. His thunder cultivation was growing toward the peak of Nirvana Shatra. It was difficult to reach Nirvana Shatra in 10,000 years, much less breaking through further. Wang Lin's cultivation time simply couldn't compare to that of those old monsters. He relied on the Tao fruit to reach the Nirvana Shatra stage, and then on the thunder. Although this was the case, it couldn't increase his cultivation level too much. Unless all 9 types of thunder were completed. However, Wang Lin didn't know if he could enter the 3rd after the 9 types thunder were complete. He had a feeling it wouldn't be this simple. After all, he had chosen not to cultivate Joss flames. No matter what happens, I can't cultivate Joss flames. Wang Lin's decision was firm. After absorbing the spiritual thunder, his origin soul opened its mouth and began to devour the other 5 types of thunder. Time slowly passed. In the blink of an eye, 1 day went by. During this day, even more ancient star system cultivators had gathered here. There was no less than 100,000 cultivators. There were many powerful cultivators here, and very few weak people were sent out. The entire cultivation planet had been searched like crazy by these cultivators. The search had already flipped the entire planet inside and out. Even the mountain range had been searched inch by these cultivators, but in the end, no matter how much they searched, they found nothing. Several cultivators had walked by Wang Lin and swept the area countless times with their divine senses, but none of them noticed him. As Wang Lin sat there, he had completely merged with his surroundings. Whenever someone's gaze or divine sense passed by, their senses would be distorted, so they wouldn't detect Wang Lin. His aura had long fused with the mountain range, so it was impossible to tell them apart. The heavenly thunder had already been successfully refined and had become one of his accompanying thunders. The earth thunder had also been successfully devoured by Wang Lin a few hours ago. Wang Lin knew that time was of the essence. He didn't hesitate to charge toward the fourth type of thunder, the origin thunder. This origin thunder was formed by the origin energy of the world. After being refined by Wang Lin for 3 hours, it trembled and could no longer resist. Right now there were 4 types of accompanying thunder around Wang Lin's thunder origin soul. As the 4 types of accompanying thunder rotated, his origin soul became even more powerful, and his thunder cultivation was getting closer to peak nirvana shatra. Magnetic thunder, I command you as the thunder of heaven to become my accompanying thunder. Wang Lin's divine sense roared. The 5th type of accompanying thunder, magnetic thunder, was very strange. It contained a powerful magnetic force and gave off a powerful repulsive force. To completely absorb it, he would have to refine it for several days and slowly make the repulsive force dissipate until it became his own. However, Wang Lin didn't have much time to waste. Seeing the magnetic thunder resisting violently, he let out a cold snort and the 4 types of accompanying thunder around his origin soul descended. They formed a powerful force and collided with the magnetic force. There was a violent roar and the magnetic thunder resisted for a moment before it collapsed. The moment it collapsed, Wang Lin's origin soul devoured the magnetic thunder. However, due to the fact that it was not absorbed but devoured after collapsing, it was a lot weaker than the other types of accompanying thunder. However, Wang Lin couldn't care too much about it. After absorbing the 5 types of accompanying thunder, they rotated rapidly around his origin soul. At that instant, his cultivation broke through from the late stage of Nirvana Shatra to the peak of Nirvana Shatra. When his thunder cultivation reached the peak of Nirvana Shatra, his origin soul expanded rapidly before pounding on the 6th type of accompanying thunder, Tao Thunder. The Scatter Thunder clan had found Tao Thunder in the inner realm. Only inner realm cultivators cultivated Tao and could form Tao intent. This was how Tao Thunder was formed. If this thunder resisted, Wang Lin wouldn't hesitate to crush it. His origin soul arrived with the momentum of a large army, but the Tao Thunder unexpectedly didn't resist at all. Complicated Tao intent came from the countless souls within the thunder. Wang Lin felt that these souls were extremely familiar. They were all inner realm cultivators. These souls also felt Wang Lin's Tao intent and charged at his origin soul. Without the need for Wang Lin to devour it, the Tao Thunder integrated with its own. A perfect integration. All 6 types of accompanying thunder were devoured and were rotating rapidly around Wang Lin's thunder essence. His thunder cultivation had reached the peak of Nirvana Shatra. His eyes suddenly opened, and in the thunder mark in his right eye, 6 types of accompanying thunder rotated. Endless rumbles came from the thunder in the sky. The 100,000 cultivators on the planet searching for Wang Lin immediately noticed the difference in the thunder. Their divine senses fused together and swept the entire planet, but they still found nothing. If it wasn't for the Xinjiang sect stopping them, these cultivators were going to ignore all life on the planet and refine the entire planet to force Wang Lin out. Rays of light filled the sky. There were cultivators everywhere. Wang Lin revealed a sneer. The 6 types of accompanying thunder were complete, but this wasn't the end. He still needed 3 more types of thunder to complete his thunder essence. However, he had no clue where to search for the remaining 3. When it comes to accompanying thunder, there is need to follow the rules and search for them. If I say they are accompanying thunder, then that's what they will be. Wang Lin was never one to follow the rules. Since he had no idea what the 3 types of accompanying thunder should be, he was just going to make his own. I want to see if I can reach the 3rd step with the help of my thunder essence reaching completion. Wang Lin's eyes glowed red and his G realm shot out. G realm is divine retribution and is also thunder. I don't care what the divine retribution was before, Now you are the G-Thunder and my seventh type of accompanying thunder. I, Wang Lin, am the thunder of heaven. My words are orders you follow for life. G-Thunder, return. Under Wang Lin's will, the G-Thunder rumbled and charged at his right eye. It penetrated this right eye and imprinted itself in his pupil. It became the seventh type of accompanying thunder. At this moment, inside Wang Lin's right eye, there were 7 types of thunder rotating around his thunder essence. An extremely powerful aura erupted from his body. Wang Lin had already merged with the mountain range. The eruption of thunder spread out across the mountain range and across the entire continent. The thunderous rumble was heaven-shaking, and endless thunder was set off across the continent. This thunder didn't hurt mortals, but it was extremely bright. The cultivators searching for Wang Lin were all shocked and then became excited as they began searching once more. There were several cultivators at the Heaven's Blight stage working together, causing their divine senses to increase greatly. Thunder Toad. You're a fierce beast and contain your own bloodline. You have followed me for many years, and although your cultivation level isn't high, you have cultivated my defying nature. Today, as the Lord of Thunder, I grant you the title of the 8th type of accompanying thunder, the Bloodline Thunder. I don't care what the 8th type of thunder was in the past. From today onward, you will become the eternal 8th type of accompanying thunder. Wang Lin's divine sense was powerful, and when it spread out, the Thunder Toad that had followed him for countless years appeared. The Thunder Toad let out a roar and then turned into a bolt of thunder that charged at Wang Lin's right eye. In an instant, the Thunder Toad disappeared and a bolt of bloodline thunder appeared in Wang Lin's right eye. 8 types of accompanying thunder rotated around his thunder essence. Now the world changed colors and the clouds scattered. Not only the earth, but even the sky was covered in thunder. Thunderous rumbles spread out and shocked the minds of all the cultivators here. Right now the sky was thunder, and the earth was also thunder. The space in between was surrounded by thunder. There was attraction between the thunder from the sky and the thunder on the earth. Bolts of thunder connecting the sky and earth appeared. The 100,000 cultivators searching for Wang Lin were no longer excited, but terrified. They had never seen something like this before. Watching the thunder rumble, their hearts began to tremble. The last type of thunder. I can't find this last type of accompanying thunder in this world, but throughout my life, I have always defied the heavens. I refuse to bend to fate, and I'll become the Lord of the world. I'll destroy this heavens and shatter this earth. I fought against the heavens for the soul of my wife and stole from time. I've lived my life as a heaven-defying cultivator. Although it has been bloody, I have no regrets. I, Wang Lin, have traveled the world for 2,000 years, but my heart remains calm. I seek a heaven-defying heart and I cultivate a heaven-defying will. Since I can't find the last form of accompanying thunder, then I'll use my entire life of cultivation to form the defying thunder. This defying thunder has never been born before, but today, with my command, this world will give birth to the defying thunder that will replace the 9th type of accompanying thunder of the past and become the only 9th type of thunder, defying thunder. Wang Lin's will were filled with madness and power. He suddenly stood up and looked at the sky. His body was as straight as a pine tree, filled with heaven-defying will. His eyes were like thunder, and his aura charged into the sky. His heart contained defiance and struggled directly against fate. What happened at the 7 million worlds removed my last bit of hesitation. If the heavens are insensitive, then us cultivators should resist. If it doesn't care, why should it control all lives and mess with my life? Wang Lin's voice roared, and the endless thunder seemed to resonate. The thunder formed a giant thunder lake and spread in all directions. A bolt of thunder that had never appeared since the beginning of time was born from Wang Lin's words. It was invisible and couldn't be seen by most people. Only those filled with a defying will could detect it. When this thunder suddenly appeared, it charged toward Wang Lin's right eye. It contained the struggle against fate and heaven. It integrated in an instant. In Wang Lin's right eye, the 9 types of accompanying thunder around his thunder essence were complete. As they rotated, they formed a thunder tattoo in Wang Lin's right eye. The moment the thunder tattoo took shape, An indescribable thunder force erupted from Wang Lin's body like an endless volcano eruption. As the thunderous rumble echoed, a giant, illusionary gate suddenly appeared before the gobsmacked cultivators on the planet. This gate was boundless and seemed to be part of heaven itself. It was like the door of the heavens, and if one could open it, they could leave this world. Third step, Great Void Gate. Some of the cultivators immediately recognized it, and their expressions changed. Disbelief filled their faces. The moment the door appeared, Wang Lin clearly felt the indescribable power coming from it. It was as if everything he had was nothing but dust compared to it. Even if I can't break it, I have to try. At this moment, Wang Lin no longer hid himself but raised his hand and pulled down. The restriction hiding him was ripped open and he revealed himself to the world. The thunder essence shined brightly in his right eye in the shape of a thunder tattoo, and Wang Lin let out a roar. My thunder essence, break open this gate. Thunder tattoo, appear. The moment he spoke, bright light appeared in his eye and charged out from his body. A giant thunder tattoo 10,000 feet tall appeared. The thunder tattoo rumbled loudly and triggered the thunder of the world. It was the Lord of Thunder. It was the thunder tattoo Wang Lin had created by condensing his thunder cultivation. Break open this gate for me. Wang Lin roared as he raised his hand as if he was supporting the thunder tattoo, then he charged at the giant gate. Wang Lin had already become a bolt of thunder. His body, his origin soul, his mind, his everything had turned into a bolt of thunder, a bolt of heaven-defying thunder. This thunder rumbled as it rushed toward the Great Void Gate. It moved faster and faster as it got closer. The tens of thousands of cultivators were all motionless as they stared at this scene. They were frozen from fear and their minds were trembling. After opening this door, Wang Lin could reach the third step. Wang Lin instantly closed in on the gate, and the thunder tattoo mercilessly slammed into the gate. A heaven-shaking rumble echoed across the world. Even space itself trembled and spread far away. Wang Lin's thunder suddenly landed on the gate and began an indescribable collapse. This force could rip the world apart. It contained Wang Lin's thunder essence and all the accompanying thunder. As the rumble echoed, the thunder suddenly collapsed. Wang Lin's body appeared and he coughed out a large amount of blood. His body was knocked back by the repelling force and he fell to the ground. The Great Void Gate didn't move at all. Wang Lin suddenly got up and charged out once more with a roar. His hands formed seals and the thunder tattoo appeared once more. The thunder in his body surged into the thunder tattoo, causing it to grow into tens of thousands of feet tall. He let out a roar as he charged at the Great Void Gate. Open for me. Open. Wang Lin's voice spread across the cultivation planet and shook the hearts of the 100,000 cultivators here. They were stunned as Wang Lin charged at the Great Void Gate once more. They were terrified. If it was them, they wouldn't have the courage to go all out like this. Thunderous rumbles echoed across the world and a shockwave spread out. Wang Lin's thunder collapsed once more and popping sounds echoed from his body. He coughed out blood, his body was a bloody mess, and he fell back to the ground once more. The Great Void Gate didn't change at all, not a hint of it opening appeared, and it was about to disappear from the world. I won't give up like this. Wang Lin's eyes were bloodshot and filled with madness. As the gate was about to disappear, he rushed out once more. His hands formed a seal and the thunder from the sky and earth began to surge toward him. I'm the Lord of Thunder. All thunder in this starry sky, gather for me. As Wang Lin's words echoed, all the thunder on the planet gathered toward him. Thunder even came from outside the planet from 50 kilometers, 500 kilometers, 5,000 kilometers, 50,000 kilometers, 500,000 kilometers, 5 million kilometers away. Endless thunder appeared within 5 million kilometers of where Wang Lin was and charged toward him. At this instant, Wang Lin had become a huge vortex and attracted all the thunder to come to him. The thunder surged into his body and formed a giant thunder tattoo hundreds of thousands of feet tall. The thunder tattoo rumbled. It contained Wang Lin's unwillingness. After it appeared, it charged at the gate for the third time as Wang Lin roared. The thunder was heaven-shaking when it collided with the Great Void Gate that was about to dissipate. At this moment, Wang Lin's body trembled violently and the thunder tattoo collapsed. An indescribable shock spread out like crazy. Wang Lin coughed out blood and blood exploded from his body. He was knocked far away by the shockwave. However, the motionless gate also rumbled and unexpectedly opened just a small crack after being hit by the bolt of thunder that contained Wang Lin's heaven-defying will. Although this gap was very small, it did open. Although it was far from opening completely, this gave Wang Lin hope. The boundless gate slowly dissipated. Wang Lin's body was pushed by the impact and he landed loudly on the ground. After a brief moment of silence, it was unknown who shouted first, but everyone's gazes gathered on the spot where Wang Lin had fallen. Kill. This person didn't succeed in breaking into the third step and is seriously injured. Killing him will be great merit. He is the person who destroyed the Scatter Thunder clan. Kill him and your name will spread across the ancient star system. This person is powerful, so we can't give him the chance to recover. We must kill him immediately. As murderous roars echoed, the 100 cultivators began to move. They used spells and treasures as they charged at Wang Lin. The sky was covered by the light of treasures and spells. They formed a destructive aura that charged at Wang Lin. There was a flash of coldness in his eyes. Although he was injured, with his cunning, he was already prepared. When the attacks arrived, Wang Lin pressed down on the ground and lifted it with a roar. The entire mountain range rumbled and thunder filled the area. Wang Lin rushed into the air, and the mountain rose up into the air with him. Countless fierce beasts escaped in panic and large amounts of trees collapsed, setting off a monstrous dust cloud. This scene was so shocking that it caused terror to appear in the eyes of the surrounding cultivators once more. This scene was enough to shock anyone. The mountain range was covered in thunder and was lifted into the air. Wang Lin let out a roar as he waved his hand and the mountain range split into countless thunder mountains that scattered in all directions. Treasures and spells collided with the countless thunder mountains, creating a thunderous rumble. Large amounts of cultivators weren't able to dodge fast enough and were hit by the thunder mountains. They coughed out blood and their bodies collapsed. Some people's origin souls completely disintegrated as well. However, if this was all, it wouldn't show Wang Lin's methods. Although Wang Lin was injured, he had been injured by the Great Void Gate, and his thunder cultivation had to reach the peak of Nirvana Shatra to be able to summon the Great Void Gate. Ordinary cultivators were not worth taking seriously in his eyes. Thunder mountains, contain my thunder and turn into sealing thunder to seal all of them. Although this is not enough to seal you all for life, it's enough for me to leave. Wang Lin smiled as he waved his hand and endless thunder fused into the countless thunder mountains. As the rumbles echoed, the countless mountains descended from above on top of the cultivators. They all connected together and fell on these cultivators. The 100 cultivators were terrified and were about to scatter. However, thunder surrounded them, distorting the origin energy of the world and preventing them from escaping. The countless mountains descended from the sky and landed on the ground, completely sealing the 100 cultivators below it. These people were at various cultivation levels, and Wang Lin obviously couldn't fight them, so he had borrowed the thunder mountains to seal them. Right now, thunderous rumbles echoed as the cultivators attempted to break the thunder mountains that were sealing them. The thunder mountains rumbled violently and large amounts of rocks fell off. It seemed like they could collapse at any moment and allow the 100 cultivators sealed under them to break free. Wang Lin sneered as thunder flashed in his right eye and the thunder tattoo appeared once more. The moment it appeared, heavenly thunder appeared and Wang Lin pressed his hand down. The thunder tattoo split into countless parts and imprinted on the countless thunder mountains. It was like a rune was placed for the real seal to start working. Using countless thunder mountains to seal 100 cultivators would make Wang Lin famous. When the thunder tattoo landed, the mountains no longer trembled. They became even more stable. Some angry roars could still vaguely come out from below the mountains, but they couldn't break out of the seal in a short period of time. Wang Lin's face was pale. He was injured by the Great Void Gate and then had to seal 100 cultivators, so he was exhausted. This is merely the start of the ancient star system's hunt. I can't stay here. Wang Lin's body flickered and he took a step forward. Ripples echoed as he disappeared using spatial bending. Even the completion of my Thunder Essence can't open that barrier to the third step, can't open the Great Void Gate. Wang Lin's figure reappeared and he immediately took another step. However, if one Thunder Essence isn't enough, then I'll use 2 complete essences to smash it. If 2 aren't enough, I don't believe 5 complete essences can't open the Great Void Gate. At that time, I'll instantly reach the third step and even be considered a powerhouse in the third step. Wang Lin's eyes were cold and determined as he disappeared once more. This video will end here.